Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about the entire market, specifically, shining a light on Ripple and XRP, but also talking about Bitcoin as well. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys, please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and I do always appreciate that. But with that being said, let's just dive in and let's talk about what's happening. So I don't want to waste your guys' time. I'm not going to sit here and talk about, hey, this market looks great, it's going to be so good, it's going to go to the moon, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not going to be talking like that at all. Today I'm actually going to warrant some concern. I'm actually going to give you guys a little bit of a homework assignment over the weekend as well as over the next week. So obviously, I'm not going to continue to upload videos on a real-time basis hourly throughout the entire day to give you guys a market-wide update every single hour of the day. So you guys need to also learn a little bit on how to, really kind of address the market and look at some leading factors. Those leading factors are definitely the major indices. I'm watching the indices, on Monday. Monday's going to be a little bit of a clearer picture on where we are economically. There's a lot of concern in the world right now. I do hope and pray for those individuals still over in the Ukraine. I pray and hope for those individuals that live in the States that have family over there as well. Things are getting a little bit rough. They're getting worse day by day. Also, I definitely am concerned a little bit on oil and gas. I think that is going to lead us to a little bit of an economic downfall, especially in regards to the indices. We have to wait until Monday. We have to really wait until these do open again. But they did not close very well yesterday, or technically today, because I haven't slept yet, so it's technically still Friday for me. But these, did not look too good. But this is also the reason why I said on the 28th of February, it was the last day of February, and I said Bitcoin is still at resistance levels while everyone is jumping for joy. Now, a lot of individuals hated this. Everyone was like, would you rather it go down after a couple months? This is a small victory. But that's the thing, though. Is this really a victory? I mean, here is the 28th. We had this nice little rally, but we were still hitting resistance at about 44 point almost 5K, which is also the resistance point that we hit back in February again on February 15th. And this is also the resistance point from February 9th and 10th. This is the problem, okay? This is the issue that we see in crypto. People getting excited about price action movement, but not realizing the resistance or support levels. This is also why I post a lot of updates on NCashOfficial.com. I do plan on uploading a lot more. It's just been very busy with me moving into a new apartment. It's been a little bit chaotic. But I will say this. If we are talking about Bitcoin's recent price movement, volume is garbage. In fact, there's not a lot of strength right now in Bitcoin. If we don't see a nice impulse from here, yes, we will revisit $36,000. More so kind of settle in on support at around 37K if we will. But I am more so watching this weekend. Okay, today and tomorrow, because technically it is Saturday and Sunday, I'm watching this closely because here you have, Saturday and Sunday of February. Okay, and it was a very rough sort of weekend. I mean, if we're talking about this, the price has dropped about roughly 8.48%. And if we have a nice 8.48% drop from here, again, I mean, you're looking at almost 35.6K. It's almost exactly at the bottom point of this support bracket going back to January at about 35K. Just saying, it's not guaranteed that we will repeat that same percentage drop, but that's why I'm watching the weekend closely. The weekend is fairly rough. But you do see what happens when you open on Monday. Impulses are fairly good. If we're talking about the Monday prior to that, that was I think that was this was the 28th. So the 21st was the Monday before that. As you guys do see, it was a nice little impulse. This is actually the 21st. It dropped on the 21st. Depending on how the indices look on Monday, we could expect more downside potential. It's very rough, to say the least, to watch Bitcoin right now because it looks extremely weak. And this is also showing very, very strong signs that we are kind of, trading against the dollar. And if we are looking at the dollar, I'm hoping that this continues to drop in value technically because we did just hit the 702 and it looks like we are rejecting off of it slightly. Doesn't look like a very strong rejection. And also shout out to Blockchain Backer for also making this a major thing to watch for as well on his Twitter and stuff. I'm sure he's probably talked about it on his YouTube channel. But he's been really kind of on key with a lot of this stuff. Way better technical analysis than me. You guys should definitely go check out some of his videos if you haven't already. He really kind of goes in depth on this bull run, where we currently are and how we are economically. But I will say this, the dollar and the major indices have definitely been very helpful in, to really kind of see what's going on, especially within this market. But a lot of this stuff is concerning, especially where we are currently on XRP. I will say this, like if we are talking about the current price chart of the dollar, if we don't see a strong rejection here and we continue to ride this up, it's going to look fairly rough for us. I mean, if we look back into March of 2020, so here's the March of 2020 crash for, COVID. The dollar collapsed. In fact, we came down to about 94.64. Then we continued to ride this up while stocks and also crypto were crashing. Okay, and then we finally hit a resistance point and broke down from there, which led us to some major price action throughout crypto. This was basically DeFi summer, if you will. And then, of course, this led to, it was like around here. This is where the catalyst really kind of started for, crypto to continue its major upside potential move. This is where we did see like Matic starting to break out. We seen ADA breaking out. A lot of coins were breaking out here. And of course, if we do see that nice repetitive price move and we have a nice rejection off of this point here for the dollar, I expect us to come down all the way to around like 94. If we can come back down to this point here, it will be very good for us. But I am more so expecting some even more downside potential. I mean, we're talking more so like I want to see those 2017, 2018 lows being tested at about 88.22. That would be very good for us. I think that will also lead us to a nice impulse on stocks and crypto. And also, by the way, I know exactly what a lot of individuals are probably thinking right now. You really want the dollar to drop in value? I mean, technically, no, I don't, but we will be expecting it because right now, almost every single thing in the United States is massively inflated, especially the stock market. I mean, the Dow Jones should not even be around 30-some thousand right now currently, especially with what's been happening. This is more so, there's something going on behind the scenes, most likely with, the Fed printing a ton of money, kind of funding, the economy to make it look like everything's good, while, we all know that inflation rates are much higher than they actually are perceived to be. We know that prices of things are rising drastically. I mean, what I could buy in a store a year ago is now 2 times the price. So obviously there's a lot of issues here. The economy is not as good as we are pretty much being told, and that is causing a lot of problems. So when we are talking about the dollar, I do think that the dollar will soon see a major reversal impulse. That will basically be where we do see crypto and stocks kind of having that last major rally. And the reason why I say that is because usually that is how it goes. I mean, if you're looking at the March of 2020 crash for crypto, here's basically the bottom point for us. Here's where, the dollar kind of, had that nice rise. Then, of course, since this massive drop, it kind of stopped at around January of 2021. During this entire time, as the dollar was crashing, crypto was climbing. And same with stocks. I mean, stocks were doing fairly well around that time as well. So, definitely consider watching, the dollar as well as the major indices over the next couple days. Well, you can't watch the indices over the next couple days, but definitely watch the dollar over the next couple days. Watch the indices starting next week, because a lot of the price movement that we have throughout the market right now, especially on altcoins like XRP and stuff, is kind of just sitting stable with Bitcoin, which is expected. I will say this, if we are talking about, Bitcoin dominance right now, Bitcoin dominance has been kind of riding around this 43, almost 44 level. I was expecting this to get back up to like this point here. I mean, if we do go as high as basically like 47.44%, that's going to be a little rough. But I will say like between 45 and 46% is where I'm really kind of looking at for this to really kind of retest. But again, you could really see where this was even back in the 2020 of March. So that's actually all the way back here. Sorry. So here we have the March of 2020 crash of, crypto, but, at this point we were at around like 65% and so, and then of course, here's where DeFi summer really started to happen. This is where a lot of DeFi tokens started to take off. What we want to see right now is, we still want Bitcoin to make one last major impulse. Everyone's basically waiting for that. I actually do believe that even Blockchain Backer was talking more so about like 58K on Bitcoin being retested. If we do get that, that will be very good for us. We will see, Bitcoin dominance kind of taking a nice little ride up during that time. But I do believe that similar to 2017, 2018, we will see a nice drop in Bitcoin dominance as well. That's where we will retest, the major low of about like 39.16%, all the way down to like 30, and even possibly below 30% on Bitcoin dominance. But I will say this: if we are talking about XRP, I have been watching XRP closely. Not extremely closely, but I have been watching this since we hit that nice resistance point back in the beginning of February. I was more so talking to you guys about this when we hit about like 91.5 cents. And I told you guys that that is our big, leap of faith. We need to get back over this point. Here, this point right here is where we want to be back over in terms of XRP to be bullish. XRP's price chart has not been bullish for a little bit of time. The last major bullish move was like back in December, but we did not have a sustainable move, and it did not hold for long before we had that strong rejection all the way back down to these lows of about like 55 cents. So right now, a lot of altcoin charts do not look good. XRP definitely is one of them that does not look incredibly well, but we do know that this is an OG laggard asset, so this does move last. But we have been watching XRP closely. I think that the next major impulse for XRP will most likely be settlement news or some sort of major update like that. I actually do have a video coming out tonight as well on XRP talking about a settlement and possibly some major updates within that area. But when we are talking about the price per XRP, we could be seeing some lower lows being tested possibly. If we do break below 55 cents, we'll most likely test around like 48 cents and even lower, technically retesting major like support at around like 40 cents going back as far as like April and March actually. So just like I said, watch for resistance to be broken, watch for support to be broken. Because right now, our major support on XRP is kind of going back to the summer. This is like the levels that we are kind of watching. If you're technically watching support, it would be like 52.5 cents. So watch like those levels to be retested and hopefully hold if we do see any major price droppage on XRP. But honestly, altcoins have been holding up fairly strong compared to Bitcoin, which is surprising because usually when we do see a major drop like that, it is a lot more, especially when we are seeing, Bitcoin dominance at around like 45%. So just beware of, the major leading factors in this market. I have, told you guys that this 91.5 cent zone for XRP is a very strong level to break. And also this goes back in terms of the macro view on XRP. Like this goes back all the way to the all-time high. So these levels are, significant. These are multi-year, levels that we need to break out of in terms of resistance levels. And you could clearly see them printed on the chart as well. You could see this nice $1.42 resistance level being targeted multiple times and, getting rejected off of that point. And you could clearly see, the levels that we need to break here, which are, 91.5 cents, basically almost 92 cents, and then $1.42. And then after that, it's targeting $2.20, almost 4 cents. So with that being said, I hope that kind of clarifies, what's happening in the market, kind of gives you guys a little bit of a better viewpoint. Also, for anybody who is saying that the price chart for XRP looks bullish right now, they're extremely wrong. I will say right now, it does look like it's coiling up, but we need a large amount of volume to push us well beyond the means of where we want to be. I will say this, the thing that does look very bullish with XRP is a possible settlement happening and a major win for Ripple. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. If you guys do want more market updates, market, exit plans, stuff like that, you guys could go check out NCashOfficial.com. But with that being said, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.